Schenectady. Oh, you wanna battle Zep, son? I'm glad as heck. Hit you with the boom pow like I'm Adam West.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Blood Sausage, and I just wanted to make a quick video talking about my most recent pickups. So recently I've been speculating on a character that I actually grown to love through the video game Marvel Contest of Champions. I have spoken about that game before, and you know, that I played and I enjoy it, and how sometimes I get speculation ideas based off of the game, or just I learned something about a character because of the game, because there's a lot of reading involved in the game also. And so yeah, let me just let's get to it. So the first book is New Mutants number 18. Now I like this book a lot because it's a double key. It's the first full appearance of Demon Bear, who recently popped up recently on one of the Marvel books, and it's also the, well, it depends what you go by, right? Some people call this a cameo of Warlock. Some people call it a first appearance of Warlock. So I did get this from Cat Can Comics, Canadian shop, and this is the Canadian price variant, which if you guys are like me and you want to get the more rarer version of it, you would go newsstand and high grade, or if you can't do that, Canadian price variant or Mark Jewelers in higher grade, right? So this is a 9.6. There's only 6 9.6 of the Canadian price variants on the CGC census, and only 2 9.8s. And there's about 380 9.8s of the direct edition. Well, we don't know if it's direct. It's a common. CGC still hasn't separated the census yet between regular US direct and regular US newsstand. But they did separate. The Canadian price variant. It does have its own census, right? It has its own grid because it's a different price. But now CGC is recognizing the newsstands and will differentiate going forward. But yeah, so there's like about 380 and 9.8s in the US version. We don't know, like I said, we don't know the breakdown yet, and there's about a little over 300 on the 9.6s. So that's why I like this book, and that's why I picked this book up. First full Demon Bear. He did appear on the cover of a real early issue, New Mutants issue, and I believe that was a cameo. This is his first full. And also Warlock, and this is also the first Magus, Warlock, the Warlock's father, right? So let me speak about Warlock a little bit. So Warlock is extraterrestrial. He comes from a group of beings called the Technarchy, and they come from the planet Kevich, which also reminds me, he was created by Chris Claremont and Bill Sienkiewicz. And so he comes from the planet Kevich, and in this planet they're like a race of warrior beings, and when the male or son grows to a certain age, him and the father battle to the death. And Warlock was a peaceful being at heart, so he didn't believe in this type of, you know, life for himself, and he was basically afraid of his father killing him. So based upon this, he was considered a mutant, because this was different from the way the rest of their race was, you know, are. And so he made his way to Earth and encountered the X-Men there. And he's a really cool robot. Like I said, I got into him because of the character. He's a shapeshifter, so he can change shape. He was killed, but he was, since they didn't know his origin, he was believed to be killed. He's still alive in the Marvel comics, and I think he's one of those lovable robot types, like Johnny Five from Short Circuit type of robots. But he's also an amazing killing machine. He's a very potent character, especially in the game. He has a bunch of immunities, and he's very effective. And this is what drew me to him. And I really believe Marvel can do him well. I know the New Mutants Marvel movie came out and it kind of bombed. I didn't see it myself, actually, because at that time I really wasn't interested very much in the New Mutants characters. But like I said, the Marvel mobile game brought me to this character, and now I'm more interested and I want to know more about these guys. So that's like a quick, you know, rundown on this book, New Mutants 18. The next book that I got for Warlock is New Mutants 21. Now this is the direct version, 9.4. So 9.4 was the highest grade that I could find when I was looking for this book. There are 9.6s and 9.8s. And the US version, I think there's like under 40 of them, like high 30s for the 9.6s and 9.8s. I just couldn't find any on eBay. And there's even fewer of these in the Canadian price variant. I will post the census counts so you guys can see, and you know, maybe that'll help make your determination. But what's cool about this book, then there's certain things about this book, okay? There's that's why also I got it. So it's supposedly the first full of Warlock. It's also considered by some his first full appearance. And I think this is also the book where Ilyana Rasputin takes up the name Magic. I'm not sure about that, but I did see some listings advertising that book that way. I know that's really not to go by that, but if that is true, that is interesting. And another funny fact about this book is that it's Michael Jackson's first appearance. So if you want to speculate on the King of Pop, there you go. And the reason I like these books a lot is they're not expensive books. I like to get ahead of books like this before they become expensive, and I like to share that news, get that news out there to you guys. And you know, if you know, this is not financial advice. Obviously, this is what I'm doing, and I'm just spreading my findings out there. And if this is what you want to do, I think this is a safe bet. Low census count. Part of that might be is because like New Mutants is not like a highly speculated, you know, thing, but at the same time, it might have been under ordered because of that, because people weren't buying New Mutants as much. So I'm not like, the low census counts might support that, or it might just be that people haven't really submitted those books because they weren't looked at as, you know, books worth submitting. But in this case, I disagree on this character. Like I said, Demon Bear, he was, from what I understand, he was used in the New Mutants movie, and he's a pretty cool villain type character. Like I said, he's popped up in one of the latest Marvel comics. I forgot which one it was, but he's like a cool design, big, huge, massive bear with red, glowing eyes, and just very, very, very overpowered being. And so like I said, I believe in these books. This book is a double-sized issue. It's not a square-bound book, I don't believe, but it is like a thicker book. So like it's, like I said, I couldn't find any of these in 9.6 or higher. There are no 9.9s. I think in the Canadian price variant, I think there only exists like one 9.2, and that's it. And you know that, and so like I said, it's I think this is a good book to go after. Maybe go raw and submit one yourself if you find a really nice high grade. And that's it, guys. That was Warlock. Okay, that's who I'm putting some money into, buying some shares of Warlock, and I believe Marvel will do really well with him. Kind of maybe like the next type of Rocket Raccoon, where he's not like an animal, but he's a robot, and he's very lovable, and he can do really cool things. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'll catch you on the next one.
Schenectady. Oh, you wanna battle Zep, son? I'm glad as heck. Hit you with the boom pow like I'm Adam West.